bar's got that swing. Glasses clink, hear the ice cubes sing. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. There's Troy laughing with his gin and a grin, telling stories about where he's been. Boomer's got whiskey, he's loosening his tie, chasing dreams under a midday sky. The bartender knows us, he's mixing with flair. Every sip's a moment we're happy to share. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. The clock don't matter, we're lost in the vibe. Jazz in the air, feel the soul come alive. From martinis to bourbon, we're riding the wave. Stealing this hour, it's the freedom we crave. Sun's still shining, but we're in our zone. This bar's our shelter, our temporary home. One more round before the world calls us back. Savor the moment, keep the blues in the rack. We'll laugh and we'll toast till the afternoon fades. Memories made in these liquid escapades. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. So here's to the daylight, the drinks and the fun. Our liquid lunch, till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon. Chasing that jazz under the high noon.
Vasalut, welcome. Good to see everyone today. I really need this one today. Salute there. I hope you are all doing very, very well today. Wow, it's a really hopping chat. Let me get in here and start saying hi to all of y'all. Should I try turning this on again? Is my light going to cooperate with me? I don't have it plugged in, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I do have the new sign, but I think I'm going to have to move it or change the backdrop on it or something because I get way too much glare off of it. I'm still trying to figure out my lighting. Real professional outfit we got going on here. So first in was, of course, stalwart Big Al Presents, who says, Happy Mardi Gras, Liquid Lunchers. Liez les bon temps, rouler? I have no idea. Have a great show, Troy. I did not know that this was Fat Tuesday. So, I'm pretty fat every Tuesday, so there you go. Me and my monkey, Mark Ruffalo, is here. Hello, Big Al. I'll have what Troy is having. There you go. El salute. Liquid Lunch Tuesday thoughts rather than Tuesday introspectives. Well, not much of an alliteration there. I will not like the Mando movie. I may not hate it, but I'm not going to like it either. It looks weak. It looks very weak. I see nothing about it that gets me excited about it. When you're doing Budweiser pastiches, in your Super Bowl ad for a show that nobody's particularly hyped about, you've really lost the plot. Hello, love of my life, says Netter of Netters Network. She is absolutely, without a doubt, the love of mine. So within the past couple days, I think I've mentioned I've been playing a lot of Fallout 4. And I found that you can wear a black suit and a black fedora. So, the last call with Troy Pacelli is wandering the wasteland, very well dressed. The only the character's name is Troy, and Cogsworth does call me Mr. Troy, like verbally. How often do you get that where the on-screen voice actually says your name? And I came to realize that for Cogsworth, they have like 1,000 names programmed in, and Troy just happens to be one of them. The only problem is I couldn't change the wife's name in there, so instead of Netter, it's Nora. It's just the way it is, but that's okay because Nora gets shot early in the game, and that's no bueno. So I'm kind of glad it's not Netter. Anyway, she says, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, become a member, gift a membership. Yes, help me get back to 100 members. I have the roll call has very much slipped since the first of the year. The Longest Parsec says, and I will not like another movie this year that I have not heard of yet. That's probably true. I mean, it's not always true, but let's face it. If you haven't heard of a movie, it's not being marketed. And if it's not being marketed, there's usually a reason. Sometimes it's because, missteps or whatever, but usually it's because they're trying to downplay something they know is not going to be good. Darth Soywalker says 11:59. Yes, with a 3-minute intro. So I am trying to get a little bit better about starting on time so we can hit the ground running. I never start late, but I usually start at exactly noon straight up. And then there's that 3-minute intro. I'm like, you know what? The whole point of the intro is so that people get notifications, start coming in. Maybe I should start, like 2-3 minutes early so that I can get people starting to come in. But hail to Connie Cleary, the bird woman of YouTube and Fluff Chick Productions. So good to see you. I especially appreciate seeing all of you guys saying hi to each other and greeting each other. I love the camaraderie that I see in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and become a member. And if you were going to give a super chat of $5 or more, why not gift a membership instead and make our family grow? Yes, please do those things. I can tell you right now, I am not. Whoops, chat jumped on me. I can tell you right now, I am not going to the movie theaters to watch Mando movie. I'll just wait for it to come out on Disney Plus. Good or bad, that's what's going to happen. I don't. That is an absolutely reasonable intent. In fact, I would argue that is the majority perspective, because it's what Disney has conditioned all of its subscribers to do. They basically say, look, we're going to have this out for a little while at theaters, and it's going to go right to Disney Plus. And you're already paying for Disney Plus, so you may as well just wait and go see it on Disney Plus. So Disney Plus makes no extra money. They make no money at the theater. Congratulations, Disney. You've just cut off your nose to spite your face, and you aren't even as popular as the ghoul on Fallout. Got a quick minute. Wanted to say howdy. We're so glad you did. Curtis Selby, the Tired Midnight Blogger. We're so glad that you are here. You could always catch up Memorex if you so desire. Based on your comment, hit the ground running. We are still young if we can hit the ground running. It's when you hit the ground and lay there injured and we should begin to worry. Well, hit the ground and go, you know. Absolutely. Okay. And we are caught up with the chat anyway. Good. Yeah. So today, of course, is the busy day. We will find out what, speaking of cinemas, what Deleted Scenes and his band of intrepid film reviewers saw last night in the super secret movie that they go to and then review the following day. So that will be tonight, followed thereafter by live from Sparkwood and 21, another stream that we're definitely going to hit the ground running. We will be starting promptly at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern time, because we are going to watch the entirety of the pilot episode of Twin Peaks, which is an hour and a half, 90 minutes. I believe it's 90 minutes. So full 90 minutes. So we need to start on time and end on time at 9 o'clock Central, 10 Eastern, so that we can start Sherlock Holmes on time. So yeah, busy night for the old Troyster tonight. Even busier night for Deleted Scenes. So yep. Spark, you're enjoying Sparkwood and 21, huh? I am really, really glad of that. Joe's Atmosphere stops in to give me a drive-by like and share at work. Hail midday mixologists. Always remember, you don't necessarily have to, watch my ugly mug when you're watching. You could just listen. That's fine. Even if I bring up an article on the screen, I'll be reading it out. You don't physically have to see it. And I generally post a link to the articles so that you can go check them out yourself. So there you go. Yeah, we've got a lot of deaths this week. Robert Duvall is probably the saddest one in my opinion. But there were a couple of others. One in the gaming world, one in the socio-political sphere. Not all of which we'll probably be talking about on Sunday, but at least a few of them. What I was saying about Robert Duvall yesterday was because it came up literally during the members movie night. Somebody came in and mentioned it, and I was like, "Man, that's terrible." He's an interesting case because I talk about a lot of actors, and I'll throw out a name, and people will go, "Who?" But then you see their face and you go, oh, yeah, I know that person. That's a character actor who was in like 1,000 different movies. And it's like, that guy, I don't remember his name, but I know him. Robert Duvall is like that, but you know his name, right? Because he was a big star. He could be the headline. He could be the main actor. He could be the supporting actor. But a lot of times he played supporting roles, despite the fact that he was a big name, a well-known star. So he was both a movie star and a character actor. He was kind of both things. So sometimes if you went to see a movie starring so-and-so and so-and-so, and then suddenly you see Robert Duvall, you're like, hey, Robert Duvall's in this movie too. I didn't even realize, good stuff. But yeah, that is absolutely sad. My favorite role for Robert Duvall, The Apostle. I remember that movie. Oh, that is a good movie. It was his favorite. Oh, his favorite was August McRae in Lonesome Dove. Oh, that's a good one too. That is a good one too. Of course, I have to say The Godfather. I don't know it was my favorite Duvall role, but favorite movie that he was in. Yeah, Steve Buscemi's like that too. He could be the star of the movie, and you know his name, but then he also plays that character actor too. Very few that are like that. Every now and again, you'll get a big star who does like a cameo appearance or does a special surprise, supporting role. Like I think of, what was it? Tom Cruise in, was it Tropic Thunder? Where he's not even billed as one of the actors, and all of a sudden he's the big business guy, that hired everyone or whatever. And he doesn't even look like him. He's wearing a fat suit. He's got like, bald comb over and stuff. And it's like, oh my God, is that Tom Cruise? Yes, I was aware he is no relation to Shelley Duvall, just a coincidence. It's not a common last name, so you automatically assume, are they related? No, not at all. Not at all. Someone made mention about his role in The Godfather Part 2, that Duvall has his own cutthroat mentality. Les Grossman, right. Tom Cruise played the sleazy movie producer, Les Grossman. That's right. That's where the meme comes from, him doing the throwdown dance. It's really, really funny. But yeah. I feel like it's a great time to reminisce about an actor and your favorite roles. Go back and watch his movies. I don't have a Robert Duvall film planned for Monday because I had already kind of planned the poll, which is posted for the members on the membership tab right now. Go and vote, but there is already a far and away favorite that seems to be pulling into the lead. I'm not sure we'll be able to get enough votes to overcome that. But because on Friday we will be discussing or giving you the updates, the updated articles and whatnot on this AI that everybody is talking about, I decided let's do a spattering of AI related films for you to choose from. And there is definitely one that is getting favored in the votes. And I said I don't have a dog in this hunt because I don't think I've seen any of the 4 movies we have in the poll. But maybe at some point in the future we will catch a Robert Duvall film. You can't come in for a pit stop right now. We're having ice cream. I would invite you to have some, but you are already all over the place. Not sure NASCAR would like that. Merpo, here I are, resting, watching trains after another 6-day week at the dilithium mines. Well, I hope you're making good overtime, my friend. Phenomenon was also a good one with him, as well as The Town Doctor. Forgot that till just now. Yeah, Phenomenon is one of those movies where he's not the star of the movie. He's in a supporting role. And he always brings just so much genuine realness to a movie when he's in it. I've seen 3 of the movies you have in the poll. The only one I haven't is the one I voted for, which apparently, I guess, is the one that's winning. And I don't know where everyone else stands on it. I don't know if they've seen it and want to see it again, or if it's one that they haven't seen like yourself. We'll see. Of course, you got to go with Tom Hagen. I'll never forget the scene in part 2 where he and the witness at the army base are talking about the Roman legions and how he would save his family. Classic. Companion was a cool film dealing with AI as well. YouTube only gives you enough space for 4, which has really bothered me in the past because there are times I've wanted to do a poll of 6 movies. But yeah, I'll have to look into that. The companion. I'll have to check that out. Boo Radley is into Kill a Mockingbird. Absolutely, absolutely. Gosh, I saw that one in high school. Love that movie. We read the book, we watched the movie, and then we were all told to do a diorama, like art project type of thing. And I did Boo Radley's house, and it was the first time I ever made like a miniature diorama type thing. Wonder if that kind of had a bit of an impact on me. It might have done. It might have done. Robert Duvall played a German soldier in the combat series at least twice. His characters were interesting. Tom having that dinner at the movie director's house, and he just finishes his meal and drinks his wine and then says, I will be leaving. My employer likes to have bad news ASAP. Yeah, exactly right. Days of Thunder, a favorite personally. There you go. There you go. Days of Thunder. Um, I really do encourage you. Please keep it up with any thoughts that you have for today, because I always want Tuesday to be chat focused on the things you want to talk about. Um, I don't say it enough, but we also should treat it as an AMA. Ask me anything. What if you want me to talk about a particular topic? Make sure you just shout it out, especially on a Tuesday. Anytime, but on a Tuesday especially. The eagle has landed. Yep. But I am going to very quickly. Oh yeah, the movie last night was Hard to Hold. Rick Springfield. Let me share my screen real quick. Don't know if I'm going to cover this one on Sunday. This one was shared by regular contributor Mark Malnikoff, who is here in the chat. Thank you very much, Mark. Quathlow. But we generally don't report on rumors. We do occasionally. I'm not sure where Age of Boomer is going to be on this one, so I'll talk to him about it, see if he's interested. Welcome to Booger. Good to see you, my friend. Always appreciate seeing you here. So rumor has it. Let me move my drink. Rumor has it that the 6th edition reboot is incoming as Hasbro scrambles to save dying franchise. Talked about this from time to time. Rumor makes the world go round. Yeah, it does. And this is another one of those rumors, kind of like Kathleen Kennedy is going to be leaving Disney and so on and so forth. If you say it enough, eventually it's going to be true, right? You know that there's eventually got to be a 6th edition, regardless of how business is going. It's eventually going to happen. So now it may actually be true. Nate asks, did you see the YouTube video I sent you on X where Quentin Tarantino is co-writing for Quentin Tarantino's co-writer for Pulp Fiction, who is a big Star Trek fan, and his entire family offered Alex Kurtzman his service. I saw it, haven't had a chance to watch it. I was getting ready for the stream this morning, but I will check. I have it in my queue to watch right after the stream. Today, we're finally getting snow here in Utah, says Samuel Proctor. Welcome, Samuel Proctor. The snowstorm just started. All you southern states took our white Christmas snow. Well, most of the southern states took all the Christmas snow after the new year. But there you go. I wonder if that means that there will be another burst of snow through like Texas in the next couple days. Or is Utah going to hold on to all of it? which is odd. What with the world being flat and all. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good point. We should all have a Troy look-alike contest and see who can get the best goatee and hat business like. There you go. There you go. To write on Star Trek for scale, even though he's an Oscar-winning writer. Alex Kurtzman turned him down because, of course, he did. He's a dumbass. Because he said, and I quote, because he is such a big fan of the original series, he's not a good fit. Yeah, well, and this is why you fail, Kurtzman. We had snow flurries, and I am happy. Welcoming spring. I hate winter. Yeah, we've been getting into the lower 50s the past couple days, and it looks like we're gonna cross the 60 mark later this week here in Chicago. That doesn't mean we're not going to get another cold snap. It's entirely possible with Midwestern marches, but we'll see. Not a good fit for the show and what he was trying to do. Of course not. He's trying to do everything that's completely the opposite of what Star Trek is. You know, it's not just toxic fans anymore. It's you know, big names in Hollywood, big writers that are saying, screw this. It was the same thing with a lot of the people that were, brought on and then fired by Kathleen Kennedy for Star Wars. It's like, what is wrong with you people? Are you afraid of money? Are you afraid of success? Yes. Yes, they are. That's not what they're in it for. The only services that should be offered to Kurtzman is a direction to the nearest airlock. Exactly right. And it looks like Paramount is doing that. Absolutely. We had a bit of snow last night, but it didn't accumulate all that much. Yeah, if you don't have the temperatures to go with it, it's just going to, which is fine too. What the real sweet spot is when it's right around, 30, right around freezing, right around 32, right? Little bit below, right? If the day was warmer and the evening it gets cooler, and then you get the snow, what tends to happen is the sidewalk and the streets tend to hold on to the heat, so it all melts there, but it stays in the grass, and you get a nice, picturesque snow cover without having to shovel, Did you see the Death Note? Yes, I did. Not sure whether that is the kind of thing we're going to cover on Geeky Geezers. Not sure that falls into our usual wheelhouse, but I did send it to Aged Boomer to see if he wants to have it in remembrance. And Jonathan Conroy, thank you so much, comes in to say, "Hey, I'll smash the like button and enjoy the show." Yes, please do. MeWe still exists. Yes, I have. In fact, there's a link below. I have a group on MeWe for Last Call, where we keep the conversation going on a regular basis. I also have a Discord, but I'm not real fired up about Discord right now. Don't know if you've seen the recent news on that. I was going to start moving the members' movie nights to Discord, and am now having second thoughts after I've seen some stuff that Discord is pulling. But MeWe, yes, is it was for me a Facebook alternative, because I don't give a flying fig about how popular it is. I would prefer it to be a more by invite only kind of a thing. So feel free to go ahead and click on the MeWe group link down below to keep up on what we are doing on a regular basis. I need to be a little bit better about posting the streams there, but yes, it is a thing. I've also got a group in there for the Star Wars fans fight back against Disney Star Wars. which it was probably my favorite group. We really lambast Disney over there regarding Star Wars. I do have two groups that I haven't been doing much with. One is fixing the DC universe, kind of imagining what if Warner Brothers had, not, been so stupid and allowed Marvel to beat them to the punch on everything and started building off of successes earlier on. What kind of a shared cinematic universe we could have had by now, which would, of course, predate just about all of it. Would probably have predated even Brandon Routh, perhaps. Don't know. And fixing the Universal Dark Universe. Although it does seem like with the rollout of Epic Universe, Universal might actually be starting to make some strides in that direction. We'll see. We'll be talking about that more in the future as well. Welcome, Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips, who says, Titus awesome, and I hit sub goal. Congratulations. I know you were looking for that big round number, and I'm glad to see you finally got there. Let's see here. Troy is a doppelganger in the U.S. Senate. Yeah. And he's starting to move to the center. So he's actually becoming less and less of my evil mirror universe doppelganger and becoming maybe more in line with my kind of way of thinking. Lucas came out recently and said he quit caring about Star Wars since he sold it. That's like someone losing the most important game of their life and saying, I never cared for the sport anyway. That's not what he's saying, though, is it, Enigma? Think about it for a second. What he's actually saying is, I cared about it all this time. Now I don't care anymore. I'm walking away from it. Specifically, something changed and soured it, and now I'm walking away from it. I think it would be more like if you were playing a sport and they suddenly changed the rules of the sport and made it a completely different sport, and then you walked away from it. Doesn't mean you didn't ever like it. It means you don't like what it became, and you're done with it now. Jedi Master, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. He says, hey, Troy, hope you and Netters are well. We are. Thank you so much. And, that super chat really makes me feel even better today. That was very encouraging to me. I super appreciate that. And good afternoon, folks, to everyone else. I hope that you're all well. There you go. Discord is trash, in my honest opinion. I only started a Discord for Last Call because so many people were asking me to. I don't understand it. It is not very user-friendly. It is very difficult to set up the rooms and the different sections and stuff like that. I haven't yet figured out how to do a share on there to do like a movie rewatch or whatever. And I was going to put effort into looking into it until I saw that Discord is pulling the whole, you need to show us your ID in order to be able to have you got to prove you're an adult. And I'm like, no, I am not sending you a photocopy of my ID to use your platform. Screw you. No, I am not doing that. If you are a good enough platform to merit me paying some sort of a monthly stipend or something to be a member, and that was enough because you gotta be an adult to have a credit card, then maybe I would consider it, but it's not. And that's not apparently enough. They still want a copy of my ID. I'm like, you screw that. I haven't done the, I saw an article come out that kind of updated that. They might be pulling back from that because they got a lot of backlash. I don't know. We'll see. More on that to come. There was never such a thing as toxic fandom. There was only toxic creators. 100%. There is only fans. And if you think the fans are toxic, then that means the franchise is toxic, and you never should have picked it up in the first place. Stay away from it. I deleted my MeWe account when they went to Web3 or whatever it was. I went there when G+. I don't know what G+ is, and I don't even really know what Web3 is or why that would be a problem. I don't know. Sorry, man. Yeah, Samuel Proctor's been in the MeWe group for about 5 years, and he posts regularly on MeWe too. I follow him there. Hey, Netters, been battling my... I forget that Jedi Master is Jay and Leanne. I forget. Yes, they postponed my ablation until March 2nd. I have been kind of fragile these days physically. I'm so sorry to hear that, Leanne. That's terrible. But of course, we will continue to pray for you. The DCU needs to be an actual universe, not just a bunch of standalone movies with a few cameos. I would say it's got to be one or the other. It's like they try to be both. They're like, this is the James Gunn universe, and all this other stuff is alternate universes. And this is a one-off Elseworld, and this is a something else. It's what I say about everything. Shit or get off the pot, you know? Oh, I meant Troy. Okay, fair enough. I get you. Okay. Yeah, healthcare and scheduling is just a mess. It really, really is. Yeah. AFib. Yeah. Well, that's encouraging. Successful procedure that actually worked for somebody. And Discord has been hacked 3 times over the past 7 years. Yeah, that's another reason for me to say, till you get your security together, why should I trust you with my ID? Let alone pay you for a premium service, right? More like you post. Well, that's kind of how I am on most of the social medias. I am, well, except for YouTube. I'm pretty regular on YouTube. You all might have noticed. Before we get to this, let's punch out those promos real quick so you guys know how regular I am this week. That has nothing to do with fiber, but fiber is important to your health, my friends. So give me just a little under 4 minutes, and we will get right back to this over here. Maybe we'll get back to this over here. We'll see. Be right back.
You are watching Last Call, streaming every Friday night at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Come on in, pull up a chair, and have a drink with us. Every Monday night is Members Night at the movies on Last Call. Members enjoy an exclusive watch party just for them, and you can join too for as little as $1.99 a month. This week, the members will be watching the film that was just edged out of first place by 1 vote last week. A famous rock star falls in love with a psychologist who has never heard of him. It's Rick Spring.
Screw it. I forgot to upload the new promos. I took the time to put together a new promo for the members night at the movies, and I didn't upload it. My bad. I'll just save you. You don't have to listen to it. And let's face it, most of you all pretty much know what we do throughout the week anyway. So let's just move on. Oh boy, what a professional outfit we got running here. Let's see what So speaking of dying franchise, right? I mean, let's analyze this picture for a moment. We got what is it? A male demon hugging a male bard, apparently. We got a pink-haired bard over here. I guess rocking out, because that's how you play a mandolin, I suppose. We've got a cute, cuddly teddy bear style beholder out in public, just smiling and hanging out with everybody. I don't know what these. Well, there's of course the old owl bear, tiny little owl bear. Usually they would be much larger. We got a female adventure chatting up a black female elf, not a drow elf, but just a dark-skinned regular elf, I suppose. Apparently, in the D&D world, people wear glasses now, because that was always something that fit in real well in sword and sorcery type movies, I'm sure. Like I said, baby dragons playing the maraca, I guess. I don't know. But yes, this is not just some sort of a parody picture. This is the kind of stuff that they are actually putting into the D&D games now. It's uncanny. It's amazing that we can remember older movies but can't remember newer ones. It's not amazing, you know? It's like my mother used to say, when I used to forget things, she'd say, well, then it wasn't important to you. And I'd be like, yeah, because I remember things that are important to me. And if new movies don't make any impact, they're not going to stick in my mind. And you'll hear me oftentimes say, I think I saw that movie. It sounds familiar. Don't remember it. Speaking of demons, I just started watching a new anime called Freerian. Okay, cool. I hope you like it. It's a fantasy adventure show that has them fight and kill demons. And these demons have the facade of being sympathetic, was actually just a way to manipulate people to not kill them. Yes! Yes! That is the way demons would operate. And if you look at the world around you, you see it all the time. The most evil people pushing the most evil ideologies do it in the guise of inclusion and compassion and affirmation. They're pure evil, plain and simple in the show. I haven't seen something like that in a show in a while. Yeah, that's because things like Dungeons and Dragons don't believe in pure evil. You can't call orcs evil, even though orcs were, inspired by Tolkien, who of course took them from folklore, right? Orcs were evil. They were a personification of evil. They weren't demons, but they worshipped demons. Their society was predicated on evil concepts, torture, kill. If you were going to take the fantasy setting of Dungeons and Dragons and, fantastically update their societies and technologies, the orcs would be your 1930s, German National Socialists. That's who orcs are. Pure and evil, plain and simple. Just spend a day at work with me. I can supply all of that in abundance. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There are no guard towers. The RPG Pundit has broken news of a potential bombshell development in the Dungeons & Dragons world. Wizards of the Coast is allegedly preparing to launch a 6th edition of Dungeons & Dragons, abandoning the disastrous 2024 edition that has driven fans away in droves. Even more intriguing, the rumor suggests that legendary creators Ed Greenwald and Tracy Hickman are being brought back to help salvage the franchise. Yes, this comes from Substack. I want to give acknowledgement here from Fandom Pulse. If you are interested, make sure you go check that out. I had said that was going to be one of the possibilities for how Wizards of the Coast was going to handle Dungeons and Dragons in the future. RPG Pundit explained in his video breaking the news. The source of this information came through a leaker who RPG Pundit considered credible. It's somebody that I consider to be trustworthy, and that I believe would not make something like this up. The timing of this rumored reboot is particularly telling, given the spectacular failure of the 2024 edition. The 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide infamously incorporated BDSM fetish community practices in the game for safe spaces, having players make an X with their arms if they feel triggered by a situation, and requiring a DM to stop the game and address the player in question. It's very funny. My dungeon master for Wednesday nights runs another game with another group of friends, including a couple that I used to game with, and I couldn't anymore. Thankfully, he didn't like me either, so he stopped coming. But you can probably imagine why we didn't get along very well. Apparently there's a storyline in, and it's hard written into the game. It's one of the Ravenloft adventures, I believe, and it involves a player character trying to seduce or at least romantically coerce another character to get some information, and it's kind of necessary to progress the game. And she's like, I don't think I feel comfortable with this. It's like, we're all adults here. We should be able to handle a little bit of, and you can kind of, we've done this in the game too. We're usually a group of guys, right? In our group, and if a romance thing comes up, you don't role play it out with the game master like you do most of the other stuff. You just go, well, my character, here, I'll give you, the persuasion roll, and then describe, I do this and I say this to her and blah, 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 and this and that. You can third person it, but no, she didn't feel comfortable with this. And I said to him, like, well, good for you, buddy. You put up with it because you feel like you have to because of social obligations. I would say, well, maybe this isn't the game for you then, my friend. Just saying. Putting up an X with your arms in a situation that would require the game to stop and to address the player in question. In 2000, I just lost my comments. The 2004 Player's Handbook is filled with imagery of BIPOC. I forget what that stands for. It's BI, people of color, something of color, and female characters at a margin of more than 5-1 for white male characters, about the direct opposite of the demographics who play the game. Dungeons and Dragons came under further scrutiny after it was revealed that senior designer Jason Tondra, we talked about this, penned a foreword to a history book on Dungeons and Dragons, calling Gary Gygax misogynistic and accusing him of cultural appropriations. Yeah, because those fantasy creatures should be respected for their culture, and not have to worry about it being appropriated, right? Despite that, it's actually more often one of those anime shows that can be pretty wholesome at most times. The main characters are just good people doing unselfish acts of service in their journey. Kind of like a Miyazaki movie, yes. Orcs were human with their humanity removed, making them absolutely evil. And for these modern day virtual warriors to liking that to black people is beyond offensive. Wow, great point. But they try to equivocate and say that that's not what orcs are. Our orcs are just a different race. See, that's what they do. It's the whole deconstruction thing. They deconstruct the whole thing. Black, indigenous, and people of color. Really? So black and indigenous people aren't people of color. I thought everybody was a person of color, because, well, okay, I guess maybe before the 1950s when everything was black and white, there were no people of color, I guess. I don't know. If you need a safe space in a gaming group, then you should not be allowed to roll any dice forever. I would go further, Booger. If you need a safe space in your gaming group, you should not be with other people. You should hide in your room forever. Because a gaming group should be a group of friends that you feel most safe with. That should be your safe space. If you don't feel safe in your safe space with your friends, you can't have friends. You need to go be alone. Separate yourself from society. Pretend it's the pandemic again, okay? Go wear a mask in your bedroom, and stick to the computer, How about human beings for everyone? Yeah, so confusing at times. Yeah, it's like Mork for Mork. Yeah, exactly. I never met anyone with translucent skin before. Every human being is a person of color. Exactly. I am a dirty white boy. There you go. But then color came to Pleasantville and they lived happily ever. Well, they did not, though. Right? If you think about it, that seems to be what the movie Pleasantville is saying, but it's actually saying the opposite. They're saying that as the color comes in, it's like biting the apple of knowledge of good and evil, is what it really is. And it introduces all the evil into the world. And they act like this is a good thing. This is freeing. But is it really? Is it really? This prompted Elon Musk to raise the question as to how much Hasbro cost for him to buy the present company of Wizards of the Coast and save Dungeons and Dragons from all the woke controversies. And it wasn't just Dungeons and Dragons either. Every aspect of Hasbro is like this. The new 2024 Monster Manual has made a lot of whole changes, including removing orcs, but also adding gender ideology elements to creatures like hags, succubus. I think that's succubi is the plural, and sphinxes. Fans have been vocal in complaining about the mistreatment, the mainstreamment in the game. Former World of Warcraft lead designer Mark Kern, aka Grooms, posted about all of the troubles this edition of Dungeons and Dragons is having so far, saying half elves gone from new D&D player handbook. D&D 2004 has done so much damage to Dungeons and Dragons that the Wizards of the Coast woke designers, thanks to the Wizards of the Coast woke designers, removes half elves from the games due to their somehow racist. What are they about? Racial purity now? Yeah, that does smack of let's not mix the races, because mixing the races is racist. Is it? Are you sure about that? How is that not even more racist? Remove half orcs, same reason. Remove orcs as monsters from the monster manual because they think orcs are black people, but it's okay. They made them Mexican in the new art instead. Yeah. Yeah, these people that complain about racism tend to be the most racist. I mean, in the cringiest kind of ways. I mean, I think the what is it the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan would look at this and go, "Oh, you guys are even beyond us, really, with your racist tropes." None of this was offensive to anyone. Virus infected brains are out of control and spinning racism where there is none. Then it goes into the legendary creator's return. For what good that's going to do, I don't know if bringing George Lucas back would help Star Wars, but whatever. A desperate attempt at legitimacy in a market where there are so many other role-playing games, including old versions of D&D, that you can literally find online for free. You really don't need to spend your money with Hasbro. So this kind of thing is not a smart marketing gimmick. The current team's incompetence. I'm seeing this more and more across all of entertainment and business in general. I don't have this quite. I don't have it listed below yet, but I will drop a link to it so you can check it out later on. He makes good points, but I have a hard time accepting Worf as the pinnacle of Klingon thought. Well, you're right. From a Federation standpoint, it might be the case, but from a Klingon standpoint, he is probably the least of the Klingons because he grew up in Federation society. George Lucas gave us midi-chlorians. Even he can't be trusted with the legacy. I agree. But again, I always said that George Lucas showed who George Lucas was during the prequels because that was pure, unadulterated George Lucas. He had people like Marsha and Kirshner and a lot of other great people reining him in during the original trilogy. Which is why it worked so well. When you have good minds, George Lucas is a genius, but that doesn't mean he's good at everything. A good visionary is good at what he does, and then works in collaboration with others to make what they do even greater. Stranger Things got a lot more people interested in Dungeons and Dragons, and the new people who gotten into that, I know, hate all the woke crap. Yeah, exactly. Especially because it's Stranger Things framed it through that very 80s perspective, right? And so when you go and you have this vision of what Dungeons and Dragons was, and then you see what it's become, it's a real culture shock. I've been living with a lot of culture shock myself. But anyway, my friends, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with me today and listening to mine. Tonight, of course, deleted scenes all night. You could just hang out on his channel for his movie review tonight, followed by Live from Sparkwood in 21, then pop over to my channel for Sherlock Holmes. And with that, I'm going to thank you all so much. Jay and Leanne, especially everybody, be healthy, get healthy if you're not already healthy. Stay hydrated because it's good for so much of your health, your skin, your joints, your immune system. Drink responsibly. You know, it can be good for the heart in moderation, but too much is bad for the liver. And until next time, my friends, salute. Take care. You guys really are the best.
Goodbye. Hope to see you again real soon.
So here's to the daylight, the drinks and the fun, our liquid lunch, till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon, chasing that jazz under the high noon.